And hello, everyone. It is Trusty. It is a Thursday night, and I am back. Starting a couple minutes early, I figure try and get a couple of the hellos in because I don't know how this is going to go tonight. It could be a complete mess, but I've been thinking about doing this for a while. So figured this was a night that I actually had available to do a live sale at my regular time. So I want to do a live sale, and it seemed like this is a good reason to start going through some of my inventory to start cleaning house a little bit. So far, I don't think too many people have joined in. So hi to Diana. Little Vintage Me is in the house, and then Vintage Vinny is also here. And it's funny because, not really funny, but I did want to do a little shout out for Vinny because I started my reselling business in October of 2019. So it's just been over 3 years. That was when I first listed my very first item on Etsy. And then in November is when I started my YouTube channel. So they're, both of them are about 3 years old. Vinny was one of the first people that I ever started talking to through YouTube and then also through Instagram. And one of the conversations was, where are you selling? Because at that point, remember, back in 2019, really before any of the pandemic had started, live sales on YouTube weren't really a thing. So I don't remember exactly how I met Vinny. I think it was somehow through a YouTube, but it wasn't through a live sale. So I was watching his videos, and maybe he commented. I was like, I don't even know. But somehow we ended up in a conversation, and he asked why I was doing Etsy. And at that point, that was all I was doing. I was just an Etsy guy. And I kind of had this idea that Etsy was going to get me a higher price, which I think there is actually some merit to that. Etsy doesn't have as many people on it as eBay, but as a result, it also doesn't have as much competition. So when you list something, there's not, 1,000 other versions of it. And Etsy tends to be a place where, you're going to buy your mom a piece of Wedgwood because that's what she collects and you need a Mother's Day gift. You just hop onto Etsy, find what you want, and then you buy it. And you don't really pay attention as much to the price because you're just trying to buy a gift. Like, oh, look, there's something for $30. That's what I wanted to spend. I'm done. And so it worked really well, but you had, just like anything and just like eBay, you have to feed the machine. And so I was feeding the Etsy machine for a couple of years. The difference for those who don't do this, Etsy and eBay have different listing fees. So eBay, you really don't pay anything. You have to do something for a store, but I do so little. That's not a big deal. But for Etsy, you have to pay for every item that you list, whether it sells or not. And then if it doesn't sell, I think after 3 months, it renews, and then you pay that listing fee again. Now, it's only 20 cents, but it does keep accumulating. And when I first started, a lot of the stuff I was putting on Etsy was like $10 items. So 20 cents every 3 months, it starts adding up. And you also didn't get any, I think they still have this, but I stopped doing it. They used to have a process that if you offered free shipping, they would prioritize your items in searches. So I was doing things for free shipping, and that stopped after 2 times. I ended up paying more in shipping than the item sold for because I had miscalculated. I underestimated the size of the box, whatever. So I took away the free shipping. Well, that meant you had to start advertising to get, and it was a machine that I could not feed. And then as things started opening back up in the real world, I started traveling more for work. I started doing theater. I couldn't really keep up with it. I stopped all the advertising, and my views on Etsy have dropped to zip. There's even though I had a handful, and I think I still have a handful of items left, but basically over the last 6 months, I haven't sold anything from Etsy in months. And it just got to a point, why are all these items renewing? Because I'm not making any sales. So that's what tonight's all about. I'm going to go through, and I literally have, I don't really want to mess up my camera, but if you could pan down here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 containers. I'm starting with the small stuff because I have to ship it, stuff that I want to easily ship. 9 containers that are wrapped up. I have an organizing thing. I'll talk about that tonight as I go through it. The organizing's kind of obviously fallen apart because there's a couple things I don't actually understand what I have. But I'm going to unwrap things tonight. We're going to discover them together because some of this stuff I can tell has been wrapped since I started the business 3 years ago. So I took pictures of it, posted it on Etsy, wrapped it up. That's how I do it. Different people work differently, but I always, after I post it, I wrap it up for storage so that it's ready to ship when I sell it. So I'm going to unwrap all these things in front of everyone live, and we're just going to make up prices as we go. I'm going to try and look up stuff on Etsy, but at this point, I don't care. This stuff's been paid for so long ago. So Appreciate everyone joining me tonight. Thank you so much, Gina, coming back. I have to admit, when I first walked away, and I didn't walk away, but when I first started getting busy and I had something had to give, and the live sales was one of those things that had to give, because I was been doing them every week for 2 years. The world was changing, so the number of people who were watching the live videos was changing. Just like everyone recognizes this, YouTube views, people are actually out and about more. So people aren't home watching as much YouTube and doing all of that. It was becoming a chore, and I'm at the age at this point, I don't need to put up with something that I don't enjoy doing. Now, did I miss the money when I sold items? Yes, I did. Trust me. But I adjusted that because I was going out with friends, I was doing theater, I was doing other stuff, and I enjoyed it. But I did find that I missed this, and it's been now trying to figure out how can I counterbalance this. So I think, did I see that Beth is here? Yeah, so Beth is here from Sweet Treats and Pretties. She came up with the idea of starting doing the drop sales. I have been doing those. I had to walk away from a couple again because of my schedule, but she and I have been trading off hosting those. To be honest, they're not the same. I don't get to interact with people live. I talk too much. Shocker. I talk too much. And so a 30-minute drop sale video, there was one I did. I think I only listed like 8 items in 30 minutes because and then this, and then you look at this, and then, oh, look, this is when it was made. But that's the stuff that I enjoy. So trying to find that right balance. And so Beth is doing another drop sale actually on Thanksgiving evening. So be sure to watch her channel and my channel. It'll be YouTube drop videos. So it won't be live, but when you're sick of your family, you can all jump onto the YouTube family and find some items on Thanksgiving evening. Oops. After 2 days, it's still not uploaded. I just saw somebody else post something. They couldn't get something to upload. So I don't know what's been going on. I also noticed on my eBay store, because I have started doing things on eBay, still relatively small, but I'm more active. At one point I pulled up on my stuff on eBay and everything showed it had no views. Like, well, it had views yesterday. Where'd they all go? And then later in the day, they came back. So there's just some weird little glitches sticking out there. So great. Thanks, Chad, coming in from Maryland. Thanks for coming back. Diana coming in from the Hoosier State. Thanks for joining us again. Debbie from Chicago, again, the local gal. Delbert coming in from Ohio. And let's see. Heather coming in from I don't remember where. Antique Agenda. Georgia? I don't remember. Tim coming in from Canada. Welcome, everyone. It's so great that everyone came back. B. Merritt's Design. I'm on Etsy with a few pricier things, but I switched the build. On Macari, and has been game changer. Okay, see, I haven't tried Macari, I haven't tried Poshmark, I haven't tried those other ones. I started playing around with eBay almost entirely because Etsy, and again, for people that aren't familiar with the way it's structured, Etsy just has some pretty strict, theoretically strict rules if you're going to sell anything that's not handmade, because that's still a lot of what Etsy's for. They do have a very strong vintage community, and I do still like Etsy, and I still shop on Etsy. But they have kind of a structured rule, and you've probably heard people talk about it. It has to be vintage, and their definition of vintage is more than 20 years old. So there were a couple of items that I had picked up that were less than 20 years old. So I couldn't even put them onto Etsy. So I started putting them onto eBay. So that was kind of like how I first tapped my toe into eBay. And I never really finished the story, but Vinny, he was asking me why I was doing Etsy. And he was saying, well, eBay is so much simpler. At the time, I thought Etsy was simpler. It is not. Vinny was 100% correct. And that was why I wanted to give him a shout out. eBay is a lot simpler. Now, there are still issues with eBay. The biggest one being that eBay is such a massive marketplace that if you have a fairly run-of-the-mill item, when you go to check comps for it, you may see literally 20 or 30 others for sale. So then it becomes this question mark. Okay, well, how is mine going to sell? You either need to be the cheapest one available, which that's not always feasible depending on what you're doing with it or where you got it, or you need to put some marketing dollars behind you, either promoting a post or doing something so that people will find it. So I haven't mastered eBay in any way, but it has proven simpler than doing some of the way. I won't get into the details of that. If anyone wants to ask me, you can separately. But Etsy just has a very different loading style. eBay really does allow you, they almost take advantage of that massive marketplace so that if you have something that is somewhat common, well, you could say, oh, well, I want to sell that. And you literally click a button that says sell one like this. And it like fills in a lot of the stuff for you, where at Etsy you kind of have to do all of that from scratch. So every item you list in Etsy can actually take some very serious time. But it was primarily a money thing. I just did not want to keep funneling money into the Etsy machine. And because I wasn't giving it money, I wasn't getting found. You can see how many people are finding your items and they just weren't being found. So this is what I'm doing. But I will say Etsy is good for the price of your items, and also for anything that's very not even unique, but just something very specific. Like I got to a point where if it didn't have some sort of a specific hashtag, like a brand, like Wedgwood, if I couldn't say it was a Wedgwood cashpo, that it wouldn't show up. Like you just would never find it. If you just said it was a green planter, no one would ever find it. So you had to have those special keywords. So I do think Etsy still has some merit, and I'm not sure I'm going to abandon it completely, because I do have some China patterns that have some value, but it's really, those are long tail items. Like no one's going to buy an entire set, but they're going to break the platter. They're going to need a new one. I might get more money out of it from Etsy, but if I have to keep paying 20 cents every time it relists, am I really making that much more money? And their fees are a little bit higher, although eBay's are going up too. So that is interesting. But yeah, I've never really done Mercari or Poshmark, not for any reason. It was just like I barely handled what I was doing. So I certainly didn't want to tackle another one. My Flea Market Treasures, thanks for joining in. Cheryl, I just recorded the video tonight. Right before I started this one, I recorded another video promoting the Just One More Dachshund Rescue fundraiser, and Cheryl had donated an item that I showcased in that video. So that should hopefully be posting this weekend. I got to edit it. But why was I thinking of Cheryl? It was because she donated a beautiful white Doxy. It's around, but I don't think it's within reach. A little white porcelain made in Japan Doxy pin cushion with the little flowers on it. It's absolutely beautiful, perfect condition. So she had picked that up from Sandy and Otto, and Sandy and Otto shipped it to me. And in the middle of the video, I could not remember Sandy and Otto's real name. I remember Sandy and Otto are the names of her dogs, but I could not remember the woman behind Sandy and Otto. So if anyone knows that, I need to edit the video to include that. Thanks, Cheryl, for making that donation. Sheila joining us. Thank you so much, Sheila, for joining in. Sherry's coming in here. Susan, Debbie Ham, Dutch Ridge Primitives. Oh, I'm not sure if I recognize that name, or if you have a different name. And I've been gone for a while, so things have changed. And Karen coming in from the West Coast. Karen is donating. Karen is donating a mystery box for the fundraiser. Vinny is donating a mystery box for the fundraiser. The people. Beth is donating a box for the fundraiser. So people don't know what I'm talking about. The fundraiser will be December 1st. It's the third annual. Last year we raised $5,000. Heather Elizabeth from Antique Agenda donated a mystery box. And we are, all these resellers are donating. Debbie from Chicago is donating. All of these resellers or just fans of dogs are donating mystery boxes that will become part of a prize. Hey, Gary, for every $5 you donate to the charity, you get a chance to win a set of 5 mystery boxes. Right now, we've had 20 boxes donated, so we'll have at least 4 winners. Last year, we had 35 boxes donated, but I also did a lot more promotion, and it was a lot bigger last year. This year, I've had to trim it down. I am still hoping we'll get more people to donate boxes, because that was, of the 5,000 we raised, about half of it came from the donations for the mystery box, chances to win the mystery boxes. So hoping more people will donate mystery boxes. Dirt Road Memories, thanks for joining in. And I think I'm caught up. Is Kim banned for entering lottery? So that, for people, I appreciate you saying that, Carrie, because that's somebody who's been around for, this is again my 3rd year. So the first year when we did the fundraiser, we came up with this idea to have a chance to win the mystery boxes. And at that point, my channel is still relatively new. It was a brand new concept. And I just said, hey, we're going to do a thing where if you donate, work the same way. If you bought for every $5, you got a chance to win. But the prize was just announced that you will win as many mystery boxes as get donated, because I was thinking like I'd have maybe 5 or 10 of my friends would donate. We ended up having, I think, 27 ended up getting donated. And it got to the point where it became kind of a joke, but I'd been promoting it all along that said, if you donate, you get all of the boxes. So I thought it was kind of wrong to then change the rules just because there are a lot of boxes. And I think it did encourage people to buy. It was like the lottery, you suddenly the prize was so massive. It's like, well, sure, I'll donate $5. I'll get a chance. And Kim from Oh My Vintage won all 27 mystery boxes. So she did a whole series of live videos of opening them. She then started her own resale business, and I'm sure it's from a lot of stuff that she won. So anyway, so she won the first year, and then we realized, all right, we can't do that again. So last year we changed it and said, okay, what was the magic number? I talked to the donors, and we thought, well, should it be a set of 10 or should it be a set of 5? And we all said, you know what? Let's go with set of 5. You donate $5, you win 5 boxes. That was great. Who won one of the boxes? Kim from Oh My Vintage. So hopefully she played the lottery, although she doesn't live in California, so she may not have won it. So last year was 35 boxes. So we ended up having 7 winners, and we ended up having 35 boxes get put out. Hey, Melody. And so this year we're only at 20, but it's still a couple weeks away. So we may have more people donate boxes. But again, I haven't had the time to promote it as much. So it's entirely possible, just, out of sight, out of mind. I haven't been doing my videos. I haven't been doing as much as I used to. So that is what we're doing. But yeah, so that's what Carrie's comment is. Nope, Kim is not banned. If she can win 3 times in a row, she just has the luck of whatever. It's totally random. Obviously it's not rigged in any way. But it was pretty funny when she ended up winning that. I don't think she got that many the first year. Maybe she did, but I think we had more boxes the second year than we did the first year, but I could be wrong. I was thinking it was somewhere in like the upper 20s, but it's been 2 years. So, okay. I didn't realize that maybe she did get a lot, but it definitely was like lightning in a bottle. We had to change it because it was just too much. Carrie wants to donate a box. Excellent. Well, Carrie, if you can send me a message separately to remind me, because entirely possible I'm going to forget. And then Deborah is asking as well. So the way anybody, like I said, Debbie from Chicago, I don't think she's a reseller. You don't have to be a reseller. Literally, the only thing you're required to do or requesting to do is you need to tell me that you're going to do it, so I can start, doing the math and putting out the promotional on it. What will happen is the evening of the fundraiser, which will be December 1st, it's a Thursday. We will be collecting donations all the way up until about an hour before we do the drawing so that we can finish, doing all the stuff. We will do a live drawing on air of the winners, and you don't have to be watching to win, but we will draw. And then once we pull a winner's name, we will pull the 5 mystery boxes that person will win. So then what I will do is probably the next day, or at least by the weekend, I will then send to all the donors who donated a mystery box. I will send you that person's name and address. You send the box directly to them. So there's no middleman. I'm not stuck reshipping it. There's not an extra step in cost of shipping. So the only thing that's requested in the donation, it can be anything. We are like leaning toward vintage, but it does not need to be dog related in any way. It could be anything you want. And the only thing that we're asking is it's worth at least $10. So that way, when the person wins, nominally, they'll at least win $50 worth of stuff. But I will say the box that I shipped out last year was worth over $100. So, different people got really generous in what they were giving. So you can give whatever you want. The only request is that, not counting the shipping cost, that the box contents have a value of at least $10. You can send 10. I mean, really, it doesn't even have to be vintage. If you want to send $10 in lottery tickets, you're totally welcome to do that. And so it doesn't even have to be a box. It can be an envelope. It's just you're offering a prize, and the more people that give the prizes, the more winners that we can do, because each winner will get 5. You'll get 5 boxes, and hopefully we can say, hey, we now have 50 boxes. More people will buy chances because they'll have a bigger chance of winning. So. We are not going to do a separate drawing for the winner from Canada this year. There was a problem last year because when the donations came across on PayPal, we thought we would know when someone was from Canada and when they weren't. That didn't happen. And so we ended up having the Canadian winner, I think, wasn't in Canada. I don't know. I think we did it. The Canada winner was Canadian, but then there ended up being another winner from Canada. So we had to do some shifting, and we had to kind of force the way the boxes. This year, we're just going to play it by ear. We're going to let Canadians play, and then we're going to see who they get their 5 boxes from. And if we have to substitute, we may have to substitute. because I'd be willing to ship to Canada, but somebody else who wants to donate, 20 pounds worth of stoneware, it's not really reasonable asking them to ship it to Canada. So at this point, we're going to try and just simplify. Again, this year is all about simplifying. So we're simplifying it. We do have a couple of people donating from Canada, but they're willing to ship into the United States. We're just going to see if a Canadian winner wins. We'll just make it work. Brian's joining in. Hey, Brian. So Deborah, hopefully that answered your question. So if you just send me an email to that address, again, just it's great if you want to do it and if you want to say in the chat, but tell it to me separately because then I will keep track. And if you have an Instagram page, particularly a reseller, I'm not doing as much for the individuals because I don't want people getting spammed or anything. But if you have a business, I've been promoting on Instagram, your Instagram channel as well. So let's see. Yes, Tim, you should know. Okay, and it was Cheryl that won the American draw, and it wasn't a mistake. It was a mistake, but it wasn't anybody's fault. It was one of those cases we had maybe made an assumption that the way the money would have been transferred that on PayPal because of the way she had experienced the donations go straight to the charity, it doesn't go through me. And she had said that historically, when someone donated from outside the country, she could see it. So that was all we were using. We were just like, okay, we'll just watch for that. Well, several of them came across. I think what we discovered is you have a choice of whether you donate in Canadian dollars or American dollars. And so if somebody donated in American dollars, that little recognition didn't kick in. So again, lesson learned. But in order to try, like the first year, we didn't even let Canadians play, and that seemed kind of rude. So it's changing every year. We're just going to make sure. And yes, we are adding the trustee, because I will say one of the winners from last year was just one of her friends that donated because she had heard that there was this thing going on. She ended up winning. So she got all these boxes, and including mine. And so I remember, I sent her a really nice box. She didn't appreciate it because she wasn't really into vintage. So she got some pretty nice stuff, and she didn't appreciate it. So it was like she was just doing. She didn't, and she's like, "Oh, you shouldn't have sent me all this stuff." So then we're like, you know what? Let's at least say if you put trustee in there, then we're gonna, that's how you're gonna get entered into the drawing. So okay, so we're gonna get started. So again, for those that missed the very beginning, as I've been rambling for 20 minutes, this is my Etsy shop. These are all things that have been marked, and in some cases, I can tell if they are wrapped in regular newspaper. This is from like the first month I opened my store, because within a couple of months I discovered I can't be using newspaper anymore. So if I find stuff that's in here wrapped up in newspaper, these have been listed for a very long time. So I think I know what this one is. And this one, and I do have kind of a system. This one, it was ripped open, so it was a little bit different, but I will show you. Everything is wrapped up, and then it gets a number on it. And you can see the number in this case that starts with JY, which means this is a piece of jewelry. Each box has a different theme, but different category. So I have one box that's jewelry. I had a box for Lefton, and that's what this came out of. I have a box for, it started as Bavarian and then it turned into European porcelain. Like that's how weird I was. So I've got some of that. I've got one for just paper. So that way, when I would just sort all these different things, it was just an easy way to keep things straight. And also from a inventory status, if suddenly I had a big box of European porcelain, like, okay, I don't need to buy any more of that. So I would keep it down. Okay, and Cheryl wants to do it. So yeah, anybody that wants to donate, just please send me a message, and I really, really appreciate. And yes, Vinny, and I remember you did, and I have it written down. I don't ship to Canada often. That once we get to that point, if we end up having a Canadian winner, we will do what we need to do to hopefully work. Because I still want to be able to pull the 5 winners, just so it's part of the same process. But if I pull a winner and then they end up saying, no, I don't want to ship to Canada, we'll either figure out a way to make it easier to ship, or I'll pay for the shipping. We'll do something to balance it out. So yeah, we'll definitely be looking for the cheaper options. So this one that I just unwrapped in paper is from the Lefton box. And so what these are their little miniature plates. It's a set of 4 of these decorative plates. So you've got a 1908 Rio. It's got the hanger on the back. It's got the Lefton stamp. This one still has the Lefton sticker. Once upon a time, I had a list of how to tell what age everything was based on a sticker because I did a lot of Lefton. I basically learned how to run my business off of Jeffrey at Real Nifty Vintage. And at the time, he was doing a lot of Lefton. So I was like really studying it. We've got a 1905 white steamer. We've got a 1911 Marmon and a 1906 Stanley steamer. So not the carpet company, the car. So this is a set of 4. If I remember correctly, I think this was listed on Etsy for $25, which was a totally reasonable and fair price. I'm going to sell the set for $10. So $2.50 each. So a set of 4 for $10. If anyone wants it, I didn't even pull out my card. So say car plate. just tell me to put it in the message. So if you want it, claim it. Just say you want the car plates. So it'll be the set of 4 Lefton plates for $10. And I need to write down what I'm offering these things for because there is no way I'm going to remember this later. So if anyone wants that, let me know. I tempted you with this, and I truly don't remember what I have jewelry. I don't remember having jewelry. So I don't really remember putting jewelry on my Etsy store. So I literally don't know what this is. So we're going to open up the high-tech plastic bag that this piece was stored in. And when I open that up, I get another one of my bags. So this is one of my bags. So again, I usually wrap these things up so that when it's sold, it was ready to ship. So now I'm going to open this up. And this is, oh, I wondered where these went. So this is a vintage men's tie clasp and a set of matching cufflinks, French cufflinks. I do not believe these were marked in any way. Put my cheater here. And I do believe they're just gold color. They're not marked in any way. I think I would remember if they were 9 karat or 12, 14 karat gold. I do have blue stones on them, but again, because it's not marking a high quality gold, I can't imagine those are sapphires. So, but they do have, I mean, this style of tie clasp, they haven't made this in decades. So I don't know exactly the age in this, but I would thinking this is probably 80s. And you get the matching French cuffs. So I don't remember what I sold these for on Etsy, but I don't know. I'm going to take a stab and say that it's a fairly reasonable request to sell these for $10. So the cufflinks and the tie clasp that match with the little blue stones, $10 for the set. So if you're interested in that, just say cufflinks and you get the whole set. Let's see. Next item. This one, for some reason, had fallen out of its wrapping, but it was also in the Lefton box. So this is a Lefton Dove. I think this is one of the later ones. This is the stamp. The Lefton China stamp. This is the white dove with a KW. Okay, so Karen Dondelinger wants the cufflinks for $10 and the tie clasp. So you get it. Yeah, so anybody who's a reseller, you should be able to get a lot of good stuff tonight very inexpensively because I'm selling this baby for $5. So, hey, Halem. So if you want the Lefton Dove for $5, just say white dove and you can have him. He's in perfect condition, no chips, no cracks, because if you followed me at all, you know I don't carry that stuff with damage. Beautiful piece of Lefton, $5 for the dove. All right. Let's see. Let's bounce to a different box. I mentioned that I had a box of Bavarian china because, shockingly enough, I had a lot. So I had an entire box dedicated to that. As it sold, it got combined with the European porcelain china. So I'm going to open this up. BAV, again, very creative the way I did this. I actually have no idea what this is. And I apologize if this is too close to the microphone. I'll try and do it down lower. They feel like plates, maybe? I didn't bring out, and I was going to pull, I've got much bigger boxes in the garage, and I was going to be opening some of those, but some of that stuff is really big to ship. So I decided not to bring in the box of serving platters. I have probably about a dozen serving platters, porcelain serving platters that I've not sold. Oh, I recognize these. So these are hand painted porcelain. It is like Christmas because like I literally don't remember what some of this stuff is. I've had it for so long. So these are a pair of Rosenthal painted porcelain little luncheon plates. So it's got the Rosenthal logo on stamp on the back. Again, I have a cross reference somewhere which said what year that would have been. Actually, you know what? I specifically did bring up my Etsy stuff so that I could find if there's anything I wanted to look up. So I'm going to see if I have that year included. There they are. Hand painted and signed pair of Rosenthal porcelain cabinet plates. This particular Rosenthal back stamp was used in the 20s. So the earliest recorded use of the stamp was in 1922. So this is possibly a 1921 stamp and definitely before 1933. So like I put all that stuff into the listings and they did not sell. So this one has little violets on them. And this one has little pink roses on them. So you get the pair. They've got the scalloped border. Again, perfect condition. They do not. Oh, yes, it was signed. So up in the upper corner, CBM. Yeah, initials, CBM up in the corner. Both signed by the same person. So you can have the pair of the Rosenthal plates for, let's say, how about $8? So the pair of hand-painted plates, $8. All right, let's go to this box. What's this one? Oh, this is actually funny. I have a box of all these items marked NP. I have no idea what NP stands for. Truly don't. NP. I'm thinking they're Noritake, but I have another box that's NT. Those are Noritake. So this is literally a surprise. I do not know what is in this box. And I've got like 3 or 4 pieces in this box. So it's a plate. It's another plate. NP. Oh, Nippon. I'm not even kidding. I could not remember what NP stood for. So it is hand-painted Nippon. So this is a larger plate. Still not quite dinner-size plate. It's probably 8 inches across. And ooh, Susan even guessed. So did Dirt Road Memories. You guys are smarter than I am. You were right. They were Nippon. So I'm not sure what the other pieces are, but this is the one I happened to unload. So this one has, so it's got the Moriagi. All of the gold in the designs are that raised pieces. The gold in the inner rim, that is just painted on. That's not raised, but the gold in the lines, the vertical lines coming out, those are. So it's, and all of this gold is in fantastic condition. So it's a beautiful piece, simple, NP, not paper. Yeah, that would be almost everything else too, Diana. So yeah, I mean, I was literally embarrassed, but I refused to open the thing until I did it on camera. I thought it'd be funny. But I was literally, the only thing I could think of was Noritake, but I'm like, I already have something, but I could have changed my mind. So anyway, so for the Nippon plate, how about $5? So Nippon gold rim, $5. All right, let's do, okay, this one, I appear to have lost my system completely. I just wrote down toy chest, but I actually do know exactly what this is. So Debbie's asking what we are donating for. Tonight, you're not donating for anything. But what we had been talking about is I am running a fundraiser on Thursday, December 1st. That is for the Just One More Dachshund Rescue. So JOMDR. This is the third year that I'm running it. It will be a live sale on December 1st, selling a bunch of items that have been donated to me or that I'm donating. And we will be raising money through the sale of dog-themed vintage, mostly vintage dog-themed items, and selling chances to win a set of 5 mystery boxes that are being donated by resellers from around the world. So, all right. So this is a toy chest. And quite literally, it is a toy chest because it is part of, what was it called? Brambly Hedge? Bramble. Oh, it should say on the sticker. Hold on. All right. Brambly Hedge. I was right. So Brambly Hedge by Enesco. It is just a little figurine. And I picked this up as a part of a larger set. I had like a hutch and I think a dining room table. And I remember that the hutch sold. Oh, Susan wants the Rosenthal. Okay, you can have them, Susan. So that was a pair of the two. They get both plates for $8. So hopefully you like that price. So Susan Way gets the Rosenthal plates. So thank you. So the other items in this were, I sold the hutch for over $100 and I sold the dining room table for something like $60 or $70. So, and I paid, I believe, $5 for the set. So I've more than made up my money. For whatever reason, this one didn't sell. So, and I don't know why. So I don't know if the hutch and the dining room table were just more rare. I looked up the selling comps and I put this pretty below. I do have some paper, Debbie. I'll open that box next. I put this, I think I listed it below like normal listing prices because unlike eBay, you can't really do offers or anything on Etsy. And so I don't remember what I listed it for. Let me look it up. Because again, like they were valuable. I mean, considering what they were valuable. But I've more than made my money. And then this one just didn't sell, so it's expired. I originally had listed it for $35. Never sold. So, at this point, it's just a little toy chest. I've already made my money, so it's worth at least $35, if not more. But for whatever reason, it didn't sell. So I'm going to sell it for $5. So if you want the toy chest for $5, you're getting the deal of the century because you can sell it. I will probably have some ugly coasters. I think that's one of the boxes. It does have some coasters, Karen. So if anyone wants the toy chest, you can have it for $5. That gets me my money back, but I've already made my money back. So at this point, I'm just trying to clear some inventory. All right. Paper. Somebody asked about paper. So that's in this box. Let's see what I've got. All right. What's on top? Oh, I always liked this, and I don't know why this one did sell. I've actually had 2 of these, and the other one sold. This one, just for whatever reason, never did. Eat the right foods, beat the heat, and help beat the Axis. So our pop quiz for the evening, what was the Axis? This is a World War II brochure about eating the right foods to beat the heat and help beat the Axis. It was issued by Carnegie Illinois Steel Corporation, Industrial Relations. You can't change the weather. You can't change your hot job into a cool one, but you can beat the heat. There are 3 kinds of heat sickness: heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke. How to prevent heat sickness: avoid excessive play. See your doctor. Keep your body clean. Avoid constipation. Avoid drugs. Wear suitable clothing. Get plenty of sleep. Suitable clothing. This is the era where men had to wear suits. Avoid alcohol. Eat salt and sugar candies. Food. You can beat the heat. If in hot weather you feel dizzy, nausea, cramps, you may be getting heat sickness. You should take 2 or 3 salt and sugar candies. Sample meals, light meals before work: orange juice, applesauce, shredded wheat, soft-boiled eggs. Lunches while at work, heavy meals to be eaten after work. Hot weather foods: Foods which may be eaten plentifully. Bran. I'm sorry, the last one is gruel. I didn't realize that was an actual food. So stock up on your gruel in hot weather. And not only is it, if it's gruels, and they should be well cooked. You don't want cold gruel. And it's got the little victory bonds on the back. So it's just a great World War II pamphlet. Thought it was cute. I think I'd listed it for 10 or 15 bucks. I'll sell it here for $5. So $5 for the World War II brochure. $5 if anyone wants it. Since we had a request of paper, I'll go to the next one. Let's see. Well, it's on top, so I'll go ahead and do it. This was a weird purchase. Olympic Portraits by Annie Leibovitz. It did fall into the Etsy definition because it was more than 20 years old. It was copyrighted 1996. So it's in absolutely pristine condition. And it is a book of Annie Leibovitz portraits of, I think it was the Olympic swimming team. Let me see what it says. Olympic portraits, not just swimming. So Olympic portraits, but it's a picture of a pool on the outside. And a lot of these are swimsuit and close-ups of swimmers in the water. So they're great full page portraits. I don't really do much in books, and I certainly don't do a lot. Now, this appears to be a gymnastics portrait, male gymnastics portrait. So it's just one of those. I sell, for people that don't know, my full-time job is I actually sell into libraries. So I go to libraries a lot, and every once in a while I'll look in their book sale. So I probably got this pretty cheap and figured, hey, you know what? It's technically vintage. It's Annie Leibovitz. You know, there's some great photography in here. It just never sold. So let's see. What did I list it for? Because I do a really heavy job trying to find research on it. So to make sure that I'm actually listing it for the right price. And so if it doesn't sell, it's just because it wasn't popular. So I listed that for $12. So how about I sell the Olympic Portraits book for $5? So $5 for the Leibovitz photo book. And this can be shipped media mail because it's kind of like the size of a yearbook. It can be shipped media mail, so it wouldn't be that expensive to ship that. So if anyone is interested in it, I would probably ship that separately, depending on what else, if you buy anything else, so that the shipping will not be too expensive. I'll go ahead and grab, let's see, what's the next item? I don't want to sell this item on air. So the next item on that is Animal ABCs. It is a large format book. If you compare it to an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, you can see it's bigger than that. It is Animal ABC, some great artwork, copyrighted 1916. It's a little, condition is definitely an issue. It's a little ratty, but I thought it was cute. And inside, it's a full alphabet with all of the animals. So super cute. And on the back, you get a full page image of a dog. This one, let's see. Again, I would have researched this one. So this one was listed for $20. Same thing, I'll sell it for $5. So $5 if you're interested in the Animal ABC book from 1916. Animal ABC, $5. All right, yeah, the illustrations are really cool on that one. Let's go grab this one. Now that I know that Nippon, NP stands for Nippon, this I think is a set because this is bigger. So open this one up, but literally do not remember. I think it's going to be a sauce bowl with its underplate, but let's see. Maybe not. This seems small. Oh, they are footed salt cellars. So there's 2 in this package. Hand painted Elite Nippon. There's 2 in that. Let me see how many total I had. There was a total of 6. 5, 6 in here? 1, 2. Yeah, I got 3 packets, so each one has 2. So 6 of the footed salt cellars or nut cups, because they are relatively large. So you got all 6 of these. I had listed them for $30 for the set of 6. How about I do the set of 6 for $10? So the salt cellars, nut cups, Nippon, $10 for the set of 6. No, my flea market treasures and Jerry, I think your name is. No, I am not selling any art glass. I really didn't sell much art glass really at all on Etsy because I have art glass, so I need to keep that for myself. And that doesn't fit within the vintage world. And I do have glass in the garage. That is not one of the boxes that I brought in. So if this, I mean, right now I've sold a few pieces, but you know, at this point, I'm not sure how many people are selling, you know, buying things off YouTube. So if this goes really well, maybe I'll do another one with the bigger boxes. But for now, I'm just going to see how this goes. So I switch to a different box. So we've got 2 more pieces of jewelry in the jewelry one. What's this? TC. Hey, Irene. Oh, teacups. All right, so I will open up a teacup. Unless this is miraculous. Oh no, this one's a mug. But I put it in a teacup collection. So this one was Essentials Japan. And it's got French. Voyage if gibier. Oh, it's got a big turkey on it. Look at it. Perfect timing for Thanksgiving. Big turkey. Oh, and a rabbit. So it's if is the egg. What is gibier? I don't know what a volaille or gibier is. That a chicken and a rabbit or poultry? So this probably was listed. I wouldn't have done a single mug unless there was some value to it. So this is probably like $10 to $15, $5. So if you want the egg mug, $5. Industrial. No, I don't think so. I might surprise myself, but I don't think so. Sandra, I don't think that what I've got here, I don't do a lot in industrial in general, but what I've got here are all my milk crates. And I don't think any of these, well, I've got one with wood. I don't know what's in them. Wait, I've got one for wood and I've got one for metal. So maybe I do have some industrial. So let me open up the wood piece. Relatively small. I remember I did grab the wood and the metal because those are easier to ship. And this one's relatively small. So this is a piece of wood. Sorry if that's loud. And I'm trying to watch the comments, but if anybody wanted something and I missed it, say something again. All right, so this is a little wooden German plaque. Hockenberg. On the back, it just had probably what the original price was. It didn't have a label or anything on there, but it's got the original hanger to it. I have no idea anytime I hear the country Austria, I think of opening to Dumb and Dumber. Oh, I don't know the opening of Dumb and Dumber. So I think Hockenberg is German. I would not swear to that though. So it's a little dish or you can hang it on a wall. $5. It's a little wooden dish, Hockenberg, $5. Let's see, another small piece in the wooden box that says LQ. Lacquer. So I got a piece of lacquerware in the wooden box, or in the wooden, my box of wooden stuff. So there's a piece of lacquerware. And Karen wants the German plate. Thank you, Karen. That's $5. I'll add that to your cufflinks and tie clasp. All right, so see, it feels like a squared off. And thank you, Chad. That helps too. I did not think to pull out my loop, so let's see. So this is Russian. So you got a Russian lacquer box. And if I'm reading that correctly, I was going to say it's Federaskina, but I don't know if it is. I don't think it's Pollock. So let me check. Let me check how I posted that one, because I should have the full description on Russian lacquer box, Federaskino. It is Federaskino. This is a signed lacquer box from the Federaskino region based on the style and the signature and the crocolier on the bottom. I think this is an older piece, probably from the Soviet era. Cannot make out the signature due to some paint loss, but the images are shown. Those who might be more familiar with artists. So this one I listed for $35. It's a hinged box. It's got the woodland scene on the outside, hinged with the red lacquer inside. The feet are shaped, just part of the bottom. I love lacquer boxes, Melody. It's just I can't have a collection of everything. The ones that I keep are the Pollock ones, so I didn't think this was Pollock. So it's a beautiful piece. It's worth every penny of the $35, but I'll sell it here for $10. So if you're interested in the lacquer box, $10 for the Federaskino lacquer. That's something, if it doesn't sell here, will probably get listed on eBay, because the Soviet era ones are still relatively hard to find. Susan Way wants the box. You got it. And as silly as this sounds, I'm happy if you guys get them. I'd much rather sell to people that I know and people I've worked with, get a good deal. I'm clearing out inventory. I'm totally fine with whatever I make on these, because I just need to free up the space. So let's see. We had the industrial request. So let me see if I can reach the metal box. Okay, making old man noises. All right, what do we got? Well, not quite industrial, but it's metal. Beautiful, beautiful leaf tray. Wilcox International Silver. Clearly has some sort of a lacquer or something on it, because this has not tarnished at all. And I've not certainly polished it in the 3 years I've had it. And it was just in a little envelope that was not sealed. So pretty good size. I didn't think to bring out my tape measure. So again, we're using a piece of paper, about 12 and a half inches long and maybe 6 inches across. Some really great detail to it. Got the nice big veining in the middle. It's a really pretty dish. I really liked it. And I remember this renewed several times because I just didn't understand why it wasn't selling. Just wanted to get rid of it. And yes, Karen, I did get you for the German plate. So yes, thank you. So little German dish, not particularly heavy. It'll be in a bigger box, but it's not particularly heavy. $5. So $5 for the leaf, silver plated leaf. $5. And Melody, since I've got you, or if Halem, if you're both there, if you can check your email, I sent a reminder. I don't think you saw the invoice for the last item that you bought from me. So I want to make sure that I can get that shipped. And if you buy anything tonight, I can of course combine it, but it didn't look like you'd seen the invoice. So I think it might be in your spam. All right. I'm going to guess this is a spoon because it's really small. I just don't know what kind of spoon. I don't really sell flatware, so it's probably a souvenir spoon. Yes, it's a silver souvenir spoon. It is from the New York World's Fair. It is from the Belgium Village at the New York World's Fair. Now, New York had 2 World's Fairs, 1933 and 1964. I'm thinking, based on the way that is printed on the mother of pearl or whatever that background is, that this is actually the earlier one, but I have no way of knowing that. So it is just a simple souvenir spoon with the Belgium Village at New York World's Fair. So $5 for the Belgian spoon. I kind of went deep in World's Fair stuff for a while, and much to my chagrin, it didn't really sell. So let's see. This one didn't even get a bag. I just stuck the sticker right to the outside. Why did I do that? Okay, Karen wants the World's Fair spoon. That's great, Karen. You're buying a lot of the little stuff, so your box is going to be nice and tidy. And thank you, Beth. It is very helpful for when people are doing that. So this is not marked. It's just a little compote, taza, whatever you want to call it. Got the scallop top, probably silver plate, but it could just be chrome because it's not marked, so it might just be chrome. It's just got a nice little shape to it. And I know I didn't list it for very much, but it didn't sell. And again, this is the thing with Etsy. What do you list? What do you search for? If you're hunting for this, what terms would you use? And the way Etsy works is you have to put in, I think, 12 or 13 of the magic search terms that you think people will use. And if you don't cross-reference it correctly and pay to advertise them, you don't get cross-reference. You don't come up in searches. So things like this just get missed over. Someone would have to go into my store and just shop my store and maybe find it. So I'll sell it for $5. So the little chrome compote. Compotes usually have lids. So a little chrome taza. Or I would go with the fancy ice cream dish. $5. Let's see. I'll do one more piece of metal because I'm totally fascinated by what I actually have in my own boxes, because this has an amorphous shape, and it says it's a lot. So it's a group of something. But I don't remember what it was. So we'll see. Something metal. Something flat. Oh, I remember what these are. Okay, no shock. These do not sell. These are the remnants of a deal I made with somebody who was at the vendor mall that I used to be at. They made bracelets out of leather belts. And when they were done with them, they'd have all the belt buckles left over. And so they sold me a box. Oh, I'll do the coasters next, Melody. They sold me a box of their leftover belt buckles. And several of them sold for quite good money. I sold a Budweiser one for, I think, like $30. More than enough to make up what I paid for the lot. There was 3 that were left over that just didn't, there was like really no theme. So I just grouped them together. So you have this set of cowboy boots. This is just a typical belt buckle. This one, for people that might know belt buckles, there is a logo on this one. It says W, but I don't know what the W stands for. It just says made in the USA, but that's got the eagle. And kind of a cool, you can kind of see the way that background is kind of textured. And then this one I thought was kind of cool, but they don't sell for a lot of money on their own. So I had actually grouped these together and listed them as a set. And this was the most valuable of the three, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't valuable enough to sell it by itself. So I sold them as a set. At this point, I will sell the set of 3 belt buckles for $5. So $5 for the belt buckles. I know they were listed way more than that. But I've already made my money back on what I originally bought. So I'm perfectly happy if somebody can give them a home for $5. All right, where's my box of coasters? That's the Nippon. This one is baby items. So this one, making old man noise again, is the coaster one. Okay. So let's see what I can find. So Melody wants the belt buckles. All right. So I will, so ignore the invoice, Melody. And thank you. Actually, several people wanted the belt buckles, but I do also see Melody got it first. She came in first for me as well. So thank you, Beth, for watching that for me. So Melody gets the belt buckles. I will just ignore the invoice that I sent you. I will update it and include, because I haven't sealed your box yet. So I will just include these and redo the invoice and redo your shipping, because your shipping, they're not heavy. So it shouldn't go up much, but it's going to go up a little. So I will just redo that. So don't worry about finding that original invoice. We will just fix and give you a new one. Well, I'm glad they were popular. Yeah, thanks, Chad. It was just one of those, and that's, again, like, are people on Etsy, like, those might have done better on eBay. Like that eagle one, I thought that the eagle one was kind of pretty. I thought that tiger eye one was really pretty. Maybe if I'd been selling them on eBay. So, like, again, a lot of this is going to be kind of a cleaning house. If it doesn't sell tonight, I will have to decide, like, do I then put it onto eBay? Something like the Taza, like, this will probably go into my booth, because I don't think this is going to sell particularly well on eBay, because it's just this random cup. So I think the W is for Wyndham. Okay, the only Wyndham I know is the Wyndham chick in Legally Blonde. How random is that? Anyway, so if that's good information for the people that like the belt buckles. But yeah, so Melody claimed those. All right, so I will, let's see, I'm going to start with actual coasters, because what this turned into was the MP box. It became the mini plate box. So some of these technically aren't going to be coasters, but I can tell by this size, this is a coaster. And this is going to be memory lane, I'll be perfectly honest, because for those of you who are newer to my channel or might be first time tonight, I have a thing for coasters. If you buy from me or for your first time, you will get a coaster from me as a gift. I have a ridiculous number of coasters in my own personal life. And so I would find coasters and I would resell them. And they sell pretty well. I mean, to be perfectly honest, they would sell pretty well because, you know, not everyone uses coasters, but a lot of people do. They're easy to ship. So the shipping costs were always really low. And so I could usually list them for free shipping, and people liked that. I went a little crazy. So I've had to back off a little bit. And so, I have quite a few coasters in here. I have this one wrapped really well. So this one is made in occupied Japan. So that's why it did not end up in the Nippon box. So it is a Kusamoto China, made in occupied Japan, hand painted. It also has the Moriage around the flowers in beautiful, beautiful condition. The gold is still in really good condition. The color, all the enamels and everything on there are still beautifully done. There's different floral designs in each of the cartouches. Like, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Probably had it a little too high on Etsy, since it is just a single standalone coaster. But you could also use it as a pin tray. You could use it as an underplate for anything, a vase, because the designs are on the outside. So it's just a beautiful piece. And I will sell this for, thank you, Vinny. I will sell this for $5. So the Occupied Japan coaster, $5. All right. Let's see. Got something on top that's a little bit bigger. So this is not a coaster, but it got still put into the MP box. So it's got to be a small plate of some sort, although it seems thick. What was I doing? Oh, I remember this. So this is a little handled dish. I'm not sure why it ended up in the MP. Should have been in the European porcelain because if I remember correctly, this is Russian. So if you look in there's the double-headed eagle, which is a symbol of Russia. But if you look in the lettering, you can see that's a Cyrillic alphabet. And I want to say it's like Gazem. So let me see if I can find that one. Because I had to look it up, and they all look like this. They've got this very specific and distinct look, which I thought was pretty. But it is something that specific people collect, or a specific thing that people can collect. Gazelle, when it gets anglicized, it's Gzhel. Gzhel is the Russian porcelain stamped gel in Cyrillic, signed by the artist, triangular shaped dish with handle, flat bottom with vaulted sides, double-headed eagle mark. So I had listed this for $25. I will sell it here for $5. So Gazelle, Russian porcelain, triangular. I guess it's not really heart shaped. I guess it's really more triangular shaped dish with a little handle on there. Gazelle dish, $5. All right. Oh, we got one wrapped in newspaper. So this is an old one. So you can see I don't have a lot of stuff left wrapped in newspaper, but it's one of those like. So Susan is asking for the pie dish, which I'm assuming is the Gazelle, the Russian porcelain. So thank you, Susan. I'll add you for that for $5. Glad that it's getting a good home. I thought that was really pretty, but again, I have enough collections that I've started. Like some of the collections I've started getting known for, not the stoneware that I started before I ever started reselling, but the copper luster, which I just added a new piece. I didn't show anybody this one. I just added this piece. Not sure what it is. We're thinking it might be something for cigarettes. And maybe this is the ashtray at the bottom, but I just thought it was pretty cool. So that started after reselling. My tollware started after I started reselling. It might be a nappy dish. Nappy dishes, I don't think, Diana, normally had such steep sides to it. So that's what threw me off on that one. But that's, again, if I listed that as a search term, somebody would have come across it. But it does have a handle, so it's in that family. My swung glass collection came after I started reselling. My the figural glass frogs are started after I started reselling. My Austrian porcelain was after I started reselling. Everything came up like. It's because I started buying stuff to resell. I'm like, ooh, that's really pretty. I'm going to keep that. And so all these collections started building up. I was known for coasters even before I started selling them. It was just one of those things. Okay. I don't know if Soul Nate ended up. I didn't remember I had this. We got Wedgwood. Make me an offer. Like, I know the blue and white Wedgwood does not sell for much. I mean, to make it worth my while to give wrapping, I'd want $5 for it. So, but if somebody wants to make me an offer, if you're willing to pay for the shipping, it's not really a coaster because it's got the applique on it, but it doesn't have the border. So it was a little different, but again, wrapped in regular newspaper. So this is something that I had for a really long time, probably long before I realized that there's not a huge market for Wedgwood as much as Nate likes it. And the blue and white is the most common. So Karen will take it. All right. So Karen, since I'm already shipping it to you, I'll give it to you for $3. So you get the Wedgwood for $3. Goes to Karen. And to be perfectly honest, particularly if you're buying other things, if there's anything that I've shown and no, I do not have any clowns. I did have a clown and it actually just recently sold. I listed it on eBay and it sold. I don't think I've got any. If I have them, it's like painted onto something else. But if you've seen anything that you liked, I don't really get into the game of like, let's race to the bottom, but I do want to sell some, get rid of some of this stuff. So I'll showcase some of the things afterwards that didn't sell. But if you had something like, I hope you don't think my prices are too high. I don't think I've listed anything more than 10. But if you're buying other things and you want me to tuck some other stuff into it, it's, if I'm already making a box, I have no problem making a bigger box. So this one seems kind of thick. So I don't know what this is going to be. If I was just overly zealous with my paper. Oh, no, I remember this. Oh, you know what? I think I cheated. I put this on Etsy, even though I shouldn't have, because Lissy Kaplan is the artist. And if you look up Lissy Kaplan, like, she still sells stuff. She's still an existing artist. And her stuff sells for pretty high level money, which is why I picked these up. I picked up a lot of like 2 or 3 pieces. This one was done for somebody's shower in 2008. So technically it's not past the 20 years that Etsy requires, but I think I just snuck it in and never said what the date was. Because at that point I was not listing on eBay. Like, this might sell on eBay because even for Lissy Kaplan's items, this is unique because it's also signed on, she signed the front, but she's also signed the back because it was for a specific event. And it's got a specific date on it. So this one I'm not going to drop as much. I'll drop it to 10. I think I probably had this listed for 35. I would probably do 10 for this because this one I think would sell on eBay and might be worth. I paid up for the set that I bought. Probably remade my money, but like, this one actually does have some value. So this is a Lissy Kaplan dish for $10. The Lissy Kaplan shower dish. I just thought her work was really pretty because she did all these hand painted vines and flowers and things in it. And I'm assuming it was like she put the baby because it was for baby shower. So it's like I said, it's kind of a unique piece as pieces go. Yeah, Nate was hoping to be here tonight, but he had texted me before saying that he hadn't gotten to the grocery store yet. So wasn't sure if he was going to make it. So let's see. I pulled out of the Nippon. I still have more coasters if people want to see more coasters, but I'll jump to, I did not open anything in the baby box. So let me open up I don't remember what's in the baby box. BB489. Something square. Rectangular. Oh, well, not really baby. So the person that wanted industrial, it's a made in West Germany. You can see the W on there. It is an Atlas HO scale barn and shed. Inside are just the fences for the barn. And it looks like some electrical, like some of the big lights and stuff for the actual train. So the box itself is not related specifically to what's on the inside. Like, the box doesn't even show a fence, but here's the fence. So it's a weird mix. The instructions are still in there of how to assemble it, but you're assembling something you do not have the parts for. So I'm not sure what Melody is saying. Yay, please. In. Do you mean this? If anyone wants the model, you can have it for $5. But I'm not sure what Melody is saying yay, please to. So Karen Donlinger said, I'll take it. That was the Wedgwood. Melody, oh, coasters. Okay, I will show more coasters. Are everyone just asking to see more coasters, or did Melody claim coasters? After the Wedgwood plate, I only have the Lizzie Kaplan shower dish, baby shower dish. So I will go back to the coasters. But so I do have the model set from West Germany with the West German box. Again, $5 for the West German model. Okay, I will go back to the coaster box since we have requests. All right, let's see. Looks about the right size. MP488. Looks like it's another solo one. Got a Delft Bach pottery. So Bach Delft, you can see Delft is written underneath the floral and Bach is there in the center. It's fairly large as coasters go. It's probably 5 inches across instead of 4. But the Bach Delft, we'll say $5. All right. You're just helping me clean house here. I'm going to stop by the booth tomorrow and update. So if some of these don't sell, I'll just put them in the booth. Still need to be unwrapped. And a small one. So this one is the Big and Grondel. These are the square ones. They also have the circular ones. So this is the Thorvaldsens Museum, Denmark. So we'll say $5 for that one. And let's find another one. So wrapped in tissue paper. All right, so this one's probably not technically a coaster, although it could be. There we go. This is a little plaque from the Goethe Institute. So it's just a little white porcelain bas-relief of Goethe himself, about the size of a coaster. And so we'll say he's $5. And let's see who else we got. This one seems bigger. Wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap. What is this? Okay, so this one, this is Stavanger Flint Norwegian pottery. So got the mark on the back with the signature Norway. Let me look up what I listed this one for, because I think I remember getting this one because I researched it at the time and it was actually pretty valuable. But I was not familiar with the name. I was not familiar with the brand. So yeah, I had this listed for 25. So this one I'm just going to knock down to 10. So the Stavanger plate, because I can switch him over to eBay. So the Stavanger Flint plate is $10. I had him listed for 25. Let's see. And this one's another coaster. So this one's Kaiser porcelain, kind of got that flow blue look to it. It is in German, Nach Original Wirken, Waterfall mit Kongresszentrum. So it's the waterfall with, I think the Kongresszentrum is that building that it's representing. So what we're going to do is, since I've got 3 blue and white pieces, I originally said the 3 were $5 each. I'll say the set of 3 is $10 for the set. So they're only $3.33 each. So you get, for $10, you would get the Kaiser porcelain, which I think that says West Germany, the Bach Delft, and it's a little international cluster. And then you get the Denmark, the Danish Bing and Grondel plate. So you get all 3 of those for $10. That one, and that one, $10. All right, and Karen will take the set. All right, thank you, Karen. Let's see. So, here's a set of traditional coasters. It says TR, although it looks like I had another letter in front of that. What the heck would that have stood for? Because what was in there was this box of coasters. So it is a Kelsey box of a full set of coasters. They are the heavy laminate with the felted back. They are all, hey, Katie, happy belated birthday. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They all have the exact same design. The set of tropical fish with this gray kind of like a felt background. Still in its box, 6 melamine coasters, tropical fish coasters. Let's see, Kelsey of Stonehouse, Gloucestershire. So they're British. And I'll sell you the set for $5. So the Kelsey fish coasters, $5. Hey, Beth. Let's see. I'm going to empty a couple of my boxes. So I only have 2 more pieces of metal. I'm going to go ahead and empty this one. So this one looks like it's going to be another spoon, probably a souvenir spoon. So this one is, I think that's Notre Dame. On the back, it says Paris. It's pretty heavily tarnished, so I think it is silver plate, but it is not marked in any way. I do think there's some age to it. It's got the leaves on the front and then the reeded base. It's even decorated on the back where you can see the word Paris up there at the top. So it's decorated on both the front and the back. You can see there's quite a bit of tarnish on it. So I will say this one, we're going with the standards. We're going to say it's $5. So the Notre Dame spoon, $5. And then the last piece of metal in the box. So I apologize for whoever was asking about industrial. I can't really say I've overwhelmed you with industrial, but hey, everything's made out of metal. Again, okay, so Heather from Antique Agenda wants the spoon. Heather Elizabeth. Thank you. That was $5. It actually feels like a coaster. I put the wrong thing. Oh no, I think it's another belt buckle. Who bought the belt buckles? Somebody bought the belt buckles. Belt buckles with Melody. Melody, you get a bonus belt buckle. I'll throw this one in for free. So you get the coin belt buckle as well. So we'll just include that in the belt buckle lot. I had obviously sold it separately initially, but I just want to get rid of it so you can have it. Let's see. I've got one piece of wood left. That's big. I don't remember. I don't remember what this is. I think it's a sculpture of some sort. Like a plaque, if I remember right. I want to say it's a koala bear. No, I'm very wrong. It is a dog. So handcrafted by Henry M. DeCamp. And hate to do this, but I know what I paid for him. I paid up for him. Be perfectly honest, I overpaid for him. This was sold to me by another reseller when she first started her channel. And I bought some stuff just to support her as she was starting out. Thought he was cute. This will get donated to the fundraiser because I think he is adorable and I think he should sell. So I will just take what I gave instead of just throwing it away. I will turn it into a donation for the fundraiser. So he will become available as part of the fundraiser. So sorry to tease you with it and then take it away, but I literally did not know what I was opening. And I'm surprised nobody asked what that other item was that I refused to show. All right. One item left in this box. This was the leftover European. He is a Hush Puppy shoe dog, but I don't think he was an advertising piece because it says on the back who carved him. So I think when I looked him up initially, I think he's like a North Carolina or South Carolina just wood carver, and he just does other things. So I think it was more of a craft project, but definitely he looks like the Basset Hound that's in the Hush Puppy shoes. So this is the only other piece of European porcelain that was in that box. Feels like it might be another plate. Let's see what it is. Okay, so I think Susan Way bought the other hand-painted plate. This one is also Bavarian. So H & Company sell Bavaria. It has the signature. It has the artist name Han on the back. It's just got a really beautiful cream, brownish and blue color. Again, perfect condition. Just a sweet, and it's a smaller size. It's like a little luncheon size. So I will sell that, and you can't tell because of the lights, but like I can tell, like I can see my hand through this. So it's the high quality bone porcelain. So I will do that for $5 like I was doing the other plates. So the H & Co. Selb Bavaria plate, $5. $5 for the Han Bavarian plate. All right, it's 8:30. So I emptied a couple of boxes. So what I think I want to do now is for people that joined in. Okay, so Susan wants the Bavarian plate. So those will pack very nicely with the other plates that you bought. So thank you, Susan, for picking that up as well. So for those who joined late, I do want to highlight a few things that I've listed in the beginning that didn't sell. So for those that have been here for the whole time, if you want to go away, I totally understand. So just a couple really quick notes before I do that. First, thank you so much for joining. It is kind of fun. Like I do enjoy doing this, and this was kind of a fun way to do it. I don't know if you guys enjoyed it, but this was kind of a fun thing for me because I think it was Chad or somebody had said, it is like a memory lane thing. Like as I'm opening, I do remember where I found some of these things, and I've learned a lot. Like some of these items literally have been listed on eBay, on Etsy since the day I started 3 years ago. I don't buy some of the same things anymore. And so in some cases I bought things and may have overpaid because I thought they were worth more. And then I discovered that, they really weren't that popular. So at this point, I'm not going to stand on principle. There is a concept that I actually shared it with a reseller the other day and they'd never heard this. So I'm going to share it here. There is the concept of 2 quick nickels and one slow, or instead of a slow dime. And the idea behind that is you try and make the same amount of money, but you do so by selling something cheaper than it's normally listed at so that you can sell it faster and use that money to then go off and buy something else. Or you can say, nope, this is worth a dime and I'm going to hold on to it until I get that dime, even if it takes me 3 years to get it. I am the quick nickel guy kind of guy. I don't have a place to store all this stuff. The longer I hold on to something, the more likely it's going to get broken. So in this case, like all this stuff, the money that I spent, even on a couple things, I know I'm going to lose money selling it to you guys for like $5. I know I've lost money on it, but it's not, what I paid is somewhat irrelevant. The other phrase is you make your money at the buy. So if I paid too much for it, I can't sit there and say, well, I paid $20, so I need at least $20. If it's worth 10, who cares what I paid? So, that's why some of this, I just randomly giving you prices. I might technically have lost money, but at this point, that money's long gone. Like this will just be money. So I'm glad some of you will be happy and that you're getting some of those things. So, okay, so we got Beth saying that's her motto as well. Heck, I do that when I go to unwrap stuff I just bought a week ago and forget all about it. Yeah, that's totally valid. And what was also happening, which is why I wanted to do this, as I'm doing a little bit more with eBay, as I'm doing more with my store, I'm starting to, I don't buy nearly as much because I do have so much inventory, but I do still buy things. But I find myself, I'd buy something because that was what, oh yeah, I've got a customer for that, or I know I can sell this, or I know this will do well in the store. So then I'm ended up selling those things and I'm never going back and digging through the old boxes. So this motivated me to create a gigantic mess, but it motivated me to go through all of this. And now that it's unwrapped, I got to do something with it. It's either going to go to Goodwill or it's going to go to my shop, or I might list some of the stuff will end up on eBay. So again, thank you all for joining. And again, thanks so much for Katie and all of the Beth, everyone's helping, getting me some thumbs up. Frame of reference. This is one of those things, everything's got an algorithm. Because I've been away so much from YouTube, I make nothing on YouTube. I never really made a lot of money on YouTube anyway, but YouTube was very much out of sight, out of mind. And when I came back, it was like, who are you? Like, no one sees my videos. No one does anything. So the fact that y'all came here and you're giving me thumbs up, it does mean a lot. I do appreciate it. And I appreciate you spending time with me. So I will say goodbye to anyone who wants to sign off. Feel free, but hopefully I'll still be entertaining. I will just I'm going to go through the stuff that I showed. And if anyone that maybe if you already bought something, you want to add it on. So the first thing I showed was the set of Lefton plates. And so these, I did the set of 4 of the car plates. This set of 4 were $10. So if anybody wants the set of 4 of these Lefton car plates, let me know. Hey, Kara. Thanks, Susan. All right, the cufflink sold. The Dove did not sell. So this was the Lefton Dove. It's got the Lefton mark on the bottom, white Dove, KW. Oh, Karen wants the car plates. Karen's box is getting bigger. All right, so thank you, Karen. The Dove is $5. Perfect condition, no chips, no cracks, nothing wrong with the beak, nothing wrong with the wings. $5 for the Dove. The Rosenthal plate sold to Susan. The gold plate got covered up. Hold on. So those sold to Susan. This did not sell. Oh, wait. Sandra Smith had a comment. No, I did not. Sandra Smith had a comment. You see. Oh, wait, Patrick. Oh. Oh, excellent. Okay. And thank you, because that had flown by. I absolutely missed it. I do apologize, Sandra, and thanks for all of my watchers helping me out. So that was, I feel so disorganized. There it is. Leaf silver plate, $5. That went to Sandra Smith. And I do apologize, Sandra, unless you were under a different name before. I can't remember if I've sold to you before. So just make sure you send me an email, because I don't recognize your name. So I do apologize if you've bought from me before. Yeah, there you go. You sock up, or you get a good deal, or you go to a fun event, and it's crazy. And then, so like I said, all this stuff has just been taking up space. So let's see. So I think so. Lemmy was pointing out because I think I missed the one. So the car plates is still valid. So Karen got those. No one got in front of her. Beth, Sandra Smith. So thank you everyone that was clarifying that for me. Okay, and then I guess I knew somebody wanted the dove. So where'd the dove go? There we go. So that was Love in Circles. All right. So then what I was digging out was the Nippon plate. So this had not sold, and I really hope I don't make a mistake and resell something, but I don't believe this sold. So this was $5 for the Nippon gold trimmed plate. Oh wait, did I miss two? All right, let me go back to Sandra. Yeah, chrome. Oh, and the compote. I did see that, but I didn't write it down. Thank you, Beth. See, this is very much a team effort. Normally Katie is available to keep me in task, but she has a life, so she couldn't help. So thank you for joining now, Katie. All right, Chrome Tazos. That was Sandra Smith. Wait, am I giving the right person? Yes, Sandra Smith again. All right, thank you. All right. She also wanted the compote. Thank you so much, Lemmy. Sandra for both pieces. And yes, Susan, I did get you for the dove, so we're good. And yes, thank you everyone for clarifying that I missed the compote. All right, so I don't think I saw anyone take the plate. So the plate is still available. All right. The toy chest from the Brambley Hedge family. Originally, I'd listed this on Etsy for $35. I sold the hutch for over $100. This I will sell here for $5. So $5 for the Brambley Hedge toy chest. The World War II book about eating in hot weather with the Victory Bond stamp on the back. That was $5. The Annie Leibovitz book on Olympic photography. That is $5, and that would go media mail because it's kind of heavy. So that would be media mail. The Animal ABC book with the cool illustrations and the alphabet. That was $5. The set of 6 Nippon Salt Cellars nut cups. So a set of 6 of these, the footed ones. Nippon. This was, the set of 6 was $10. Did I show you guys an egg? I'm showing that an egg didn't sell for $5. What? I don't remember showing you guys an egg. Oh, the egg mug. So Sheila said you'll take those, meaning what? Oh, the Nippon. Okay. So Sheila wants the. I'll be honest, I was a little surprised no one took those the first time around. Thought maybe the fashion had changed, but those are really, and they're a nice big size. Like I said, they might be nut cups. I think those would just be great for displays of just about anything. Salt cellar Nippon, $10 a set of 6. That went to Sheila Putman. All right. And so, yeah, so the egg was the egg mug. So the Essentials Japan mug. So the French eggs, the volet ou œuf GBA, yep, the egg and turkey mug. Were you reminding me what I saw, or do you want the egg and turkey mug? So let me know, Karen, if you were just being helpful or if you were actually claiming it. So that is available. So Beth thinks you're claiming it. So I just want to make sure, or if you were just being helpful, reminding me what it was. Because that was $5 for the Japan Essentials mugs. It was probably probably 70s. Karen wants it. Okay. Okay, and then Karen took the German wooden plate. Lacquer went to Susan. Leaf went to Sandra. Belgian spoon went to Karen. Chrome tiles goes to Sandra. Belt buckles go to Melody. This coaster, the Occupied Japan coaster, did not sell. So Kusumoto China, made in Occupied Japan, hand painted. Bye, Heather Elizabeth. No, next Thursday I am not available. So there will be another one probably, but I'm not sure when it'll be. Probably in December. I'm also trying to gather some resellers to do a speed selling event again, like maybe selling 5 items in 5 minutes. So if anyone's interested in doing that with me, let me know. So this was $5 for the Occupied Japan coaster. Rizal plate sold. Wedgwood sold. Okay, so the little model box, the West German model box with the different set of model pieces inside is still available. This was $5 for the box. Is just kind of cute by itself. And it does say West Germany on the bottom. So $5 for that. The Goethe plaque is $5 for that. Thanks, Melody. The Norwegian plate, that I wanted 10 for that. That was the Stavanger Flint Norwegian ski jump, kind of blue and white, a little bit larger than a coaster. And then the fish coasters. I don't think anyone took the fish coasters. The set of 6 of the Kelsey laminated fish coasters. And these are kind of like these are heavier. So these are kind of like the Pimpernel style. Got the felt on the back, laminate on the front. So these are British. Those were $5 for that. And that was everything. So I actually sold quite a bit. So for everyone, Karen's going to take the Occupied Japan coaster. Excellent. Thank you, Karen. And thank you, Beth. That does help. That's again why I like having Katie as my little voice from above, because she'll be like, "Did you see the comment? Did you see the comment?" I'm like, no. So I've tried to get better over the years, but I still suck at it. But I think I'm doing okay. So thanks for all the help. So that's it. So I will try and get invoicing done this weekend. Several people bought multiple items, so I just have to figure out the best way to pack them. I think Susan, almost everything you bought is flat, so thank you. That should be very easy. Everything else we'll have to figure out. Sandra's box is going to be oddly shaped because of that chrome compote, but I appreciate it. This was fun. I stayed on longer than I'd anticipated. I set my alarm to stop at an hour just in case, and then at an hour I was having fun, so I just kept going. So I appreciate everyone that hung out with me, and thank you for picking up the items you do. I will be coming back. So the next thing, I'm still going to try and retain. Nobody owns a time. Nobody owns a date. Like I've said that from the very beginning, and there's definitely been some drama that's had been issues in the past. But in general, Thursdays have always been my night. So I'm going to try and keep doing things on Thursdays when I can. If I do some other stuff, Beth sometimes picks different dates. Again, remember, so not next week. Why am I still wearing my cheaters? Not next week, but the following is Halloween is Thanksgiving, and Beth is organizing a reseller event for the evening of Thanksgiving. That'll be a drop sale, so it won't be live, but you can watch all of our YouTube channels and watch our channels for notifications on those. I will try and do at least one more sale probably in December, probably on a Thursday, but I might try and grab a Sunday. I used to do the deep dives and things with Katie and with Nate, so we kind of had Sunday was a reserved time as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, and thank you, Sandra. Hopefully people enjoyed. Oh, Beth said we're up to 11 sellers. Excellent. Oh, and Beth wants the toy chest. I missed that. Thank you. Beth says Karen wants the toy chest. So thank you. Karen must have gone onto eBay and figured out how valuable it was. So, hey, glad you can pick it up for $5. And it's one less thing I got to repack. Thank you, Kara. The Doxy event is, okay, so the live fundraiser will be held on Thursday, December 1st. So that will be items that have been donated to me, items that I am donating. You all saw me live rediscover this. So this will be donated. So that will be as part of the fundraiser. That'll be December 1st. You can make donations to JOMDR. Again, for every $5, you get a chance to win a set of 5 mystery boxes that are being donated from a number of different resellers. Karen is donating one. Beth is donating one. I did this at the beginning. Vinny is donating one. I don't know if I said Heather. Heather Elizabeth is doing one. A bunch of people are donating. So right now we have 20 boxes that are donated. So at any point you can make your donation to get a chance to win those boxes. If you would like to donate a box yourself, just send me an email. The only requirement is I will then send you after the 1st, I will send you the name and address that you ship your box to. It can have anything you want in it, as little or as much as you want, but it needs to be valued at least $10, not counting the shipping. So you're responsible for donating the items plus donating the shipping, but you're not shipping it to me. You're shipping directly to the winner so that I'm not stuck. Not stuck shipping over 100 shipments like I was last year. Last year was absolutely almost killed me. I had volunteers helping me and they were ready to die. And they're like, how do you do this every year? I'm like, guess what? This is the last time. So this year did scale down a lot. But I'm hoping we'll still make a lot of money. And half the money we raised last year, raised over $5,000. Half of it was through the money that was donated to get a chance to win mystery boxes. So at this point, we only have 20 boxes donated, but that still means we're going to have 4 winners. But if we can get some more boxes donated, we'll have more winners, and maybe that'll encourage more people to donate. So we'll see. So that's all December 1st. And then I'll probably just have a sale at some point in December, either a clearance sale like this. I'm probably going to play around with, I've got a ton of Tabacchiana stuff that I want to sell. So I'm probably going to do maybe either a drop sale or a live sale of that. I'm going to do the drop sale with Beth on Thanksgiving. That's going to be a theme sale. That's probably going to be all, I think right now, if I maintain the theme that I want to do, that's probably going to all be textiles. Because those are hard to sell on a live sale because it's hard to like hold them up. So I can take pictures and stuff like that. So we'll see. But that one, so I'll definitely be selling that kind of stuff. And then trust me, I have way more than what you guys saw tonight. So it will be a balancing act. So anyway, so thanks again so much for everyone joining in and participating. Again, I will try and invoice everything by this weekend. If you don't see it, just let me know. It might have gone into spam, or it has been a while, like just logging into StreamYard to do the live. It's been so long that even StreamYard was like, who are you? Are you sure you're the right person? Because we haven't seen you in a while. I think I have everyone's addresses, but if you get a chance to drop me an email just to verify, I appreciate it. So I make sure if anyone's moved, if anyone's, contact information has changed, you'll get the information. But if you don't see it by the end of the weekend, just reach out and we'll fix it. So again, thanks everyone for your time. Thanks for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster, and I will talk to you all again soon. Bye-bye.